Okay, it looks like I'm white, playing against a IGS or Pandanet 10Q. I haven't played on Pandanet for a while because normally I'm not a fan of the Canadian time. It normally makes the games last way too long, but I thought I'd give it another try. I think I'll just approach. Normally, if they play a 3-4, I like to approach, and if they play a 4-4, then I probably just enclose. But if they pincer, then I go back to enclosing. I just don't like pincers, so I just don't play against them. They can play here. I get to Tanuki again. If they add another move, then I get to Tanuki again. So they have to play 4 moves here just to get the one corner. And if they don't play here, later I can just play here and live in the corner like super easy. This is just kind of a bad invasion, I think. He can make like a 1 space extension on either side, but it just doesn't feel very good. So I think I'll go here to kind of help protect the corner, and then he has to do something with this group. I also could have just probably approached to the top side and tried to grow this area. But now it seems like he's just going to give me a weak group to attack, although I'm not sure if I'll attack it right away. Like I can turn here, but I'm not really gaining much, and he is kind of into the center, so if I play something around here, I don't really have any potential in the center. So I think I want to play on the bottom side or this side, and both I think are okay. I think I kind of like this side a little bit better, probably high, just because as I get more stones in this area, this group is going to get weaker and weaker. It also makes it where if I go back and live in this corner, then he has a wall here that doesn't really face anything. So it feels like he needs to go back and capture the corner, and then I can get the top side. I'm not exactly sure what he's going for with this one. And here I see 2 options. I can just try and make a base here to protect this group, or I can play this, which is kind of cutting his 2 groups in half. It's also helping protect the corner a little bit, and I think trying to play something here first is going to be more efficient than just making a base, and then he can try and attach or play something over here to try and connect. So I want to try and keep his group weaker. Okay, so he pushes. Again, I want to protect my corner, stay connected, and his 2 groups are still not connected. Okay, so here he's still disconnected, but now this group is getting a little bit weaker, so it's hard to attack something if you have a weak group yourself. So here I'm just going to try and give my group a base, and later if he doesn't defend over here, then I have 2 weak groups that I can use to attack. But first, I want to make sure my group gets as strong as possible. And here, I'm pretty strong here. This is still weak, but he never kind of defended this corner. So I'm wondering if I play here, if he's going to try and kill me. So I'm going to go ahead and just see what he does. Okay, he just blocks, so I can just kind of live in the corner nice and easy. His group is a little bit over concentrated, so I'm feeling pretty good about this position. And okay, so now I can jump out here, which just means he doesn't have much potential here if I get to do that, but he's trying to attack this group, so I have to try and defend it. Yep, I think I'll just go ahead and block, and then connecting here just feels a bit painful. So I think I'd much rather try and jump out somehow. Maybe push once. So if I jump here or here, there's a peep here, which, yeah, he always could have played this one. But now he's kind of hurting himself, because now when I connect here, he has to respond here somewhere to stay connected. And I can play here to live at almost any time. And yeah, I can just jump out, or I can just go ahead and live. And I think at this point, it's probably easier just to live. And then this doesn't really help him. He can't get rid of this eye when he extends here. So I have an eye here, which is so I have an eye if I play here, or I have an eye if I play here. So this is already alive, and he never defended over here. So this move just feels very big. I guess he could probably play this one now, where if I try to Hane and he goes here, I can Atari, and he can kind of take something in the center, but when I have a stone here, he can't really use it. So I'm just going to Tanuki and just push up. So now even though he's connected, he has a wall here, he's not really making any points with it. And pushing again doesn't seem very useful. I kind of want to play something over here, because again, that's reducing his center. It's also not letting him connect to this group so easily. And of course, playing a big move here or playing on the side, like all of those would be good. But at this point, I feel ahead already, so I'm just trying to play more solid and control the game. Like this one is also just a little bit slow. I'm not sure what he was trying to defend. I guess if I push here, there's 2 cutting points, but the 2 stones aren't that important because my group is already alive. And it's not like he's protecting points, because at any time I can just jump in here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put some pressure on these stones. And here I'm kind of just naturally destroying any center potential here. Okay, he does cut, but I don't think this is really that good for him. Yes, he can capture this stone, but I'm getting a lot of potential here. And at this point, yeah, he has to do that. And now I can kind of just play at the top. Although I think this was pretty good. I don't think a KGS or Fox 10Q would see this. So it's already feeling much better than those games. Although they still have the same habit of kind of just throwing in a stone into a random spot. So here it's hard for him to make a base. And I have two potentially weak groups. So I want to try and connect them. I'm not too worried about trying to kill or do anything with this stone. I just want to try and connect all of my stones together. If he lives, he lives. If he dies, he dies. But the main goal is I want to connect my weak groups together. So he tries to separate. And yep, this is my weakest group, so I just need to run. Yeah, it doesn't feel like he has a very good move for getting out. And now I can kind of just naturally surround it. So I can still kind of slide here, I can attach, I can run away. So I don't think my group is in that much danger because this one is still connected. And I could probably sacrifice this if I get this in a trade. I'm not sure why this, I guess he's scared to die is the only reason I can think of for that. Because this is quite painful because after he connects here, I have another Atari and then I can go back and fix my cutting points. So I think he had to Atari and try and be more aggressive. Yeah, this is also feeling pretty good. I think he's so that could be something different between like Fox and IGS. Is here it feels like they're more focused on when they get into trouble, they just focus on living. While on Fox, it's just they try to kill everything no matter what. And again, here I'm just gonna try and stay as connected as possible. There's an Atari here, but when I capture there's Ataris and cuts, and I can still run out this way. Yep, I'll go ahead and respond. It feels like he needs to do something to fix the weaknesses over here, but I think I'm just going to focus on fixing all of my cuts. So now if he cuts here, I can just capture on a ladder. And yep, he can do that. And now I think this might be just too small. This is maybe 10 points in the corner or something like that. But I'm already kind of connected and strong out here, so I don't have to worry about all of it dying. Playing an extension here just feels really nice because I make points on the side and I have some more potential in the center and there's some weaknesses in the corner. So I feel like I'm going to make a lot more here than what I would lose if he captures a few stones in the corner. Okay, and then now that I've gotten that, I think now I'll go back and defend since he didn't take it. Okay, he turns. I want to try and keep as much as I can. And if he hanes, I'm just going to extend. I'm not going to be greedy and try and double hane or turn this into a massive amount. And after that, it's pretty much looking like endgame. If I go here, he can go here, which I don't think is that big of a deal. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just start playing all the big end game that I can. Not sure which is the biggest. I don't know, we'll try something like this. It's aiming at a monkey jump, and it's also aiming at doing stuff over here. And I can also do something like this. And I can also kind of get a ko here, which it might be a little bit mean to do. We'll save that for later. I think I'll go ahead and just play the more obvious big ones. Okay, this is just a little bit slow because he's going to have to capture, or at least he should after he plays this one. But he should probably just Tanuki, because just this one stone is just not big enough. Okay, he goes here, so he's forcing me to live. If I go here and he goes here, I go here, I'm damaging my own corner. So I think I'll get my eye on this side, so that when he goes here, I can defend my corner instead. And yep, just need to make sure I'm alive. And capturing here is pretty much sensei for me, because if I capture, this dies. So depending on what he does, that's probably the next big sensei move. Okay, he does that, but again, this is sensei, because even if he jumps in here and I capture, he doesn't exactly have two eyes yet. Yep, so he has to block, and then I'll go ahead and block. And I'm not sure if this is sensei. If he goes here, here, he has to go here. I go here. If he jumps, I'm pretty much connected. I might need to do something like this first so that when he goes here, I can block. I don't have to worry about him capturing me, but I don't think I need to respond to this one. Okay, he blocks, and I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this one to see what happens, but I think it's a ko or just a really big endgame move. If he extends here, there's a snapback, but if he connects here, then I think I'm pretty close to connecting under, but maybe it doesn't work. But it's always a fun move that I look at in this shape, because if they mess up and play this one, there's a lot more damage I can do. So like if he captures, I go here, he throws in, but then I can force him to connect, and then Atari, and then there's some more forcing moves over here. I can still consider like connecting under. Okay, so he just simply does that one, and I think I can kind of connect under, but I lose the one stone, but I think I can extend here for free because I can still play this move. So pretty much after he Ataris here and I connect, it almost feels like he needs to play another move here eventually. So now this one is probably starting to work, so I need to defend it. He's also reducing my points here, so it's a pretty big move. Like I said, I think the 10 Qs here are much stronger, and really not much left for endgame. I guess this is probably Sente. And then playing a move in the center is probably worth something. Okay, he does this one. Definitely Sente. Might have to be a little bit careful with liberties. It's like if he goes here, I connect, he connects. Then he does this one, and then this one, and I go down. I probably have to connect, but everything should be okay. So maybe playing a tiger's mouth would have been a little bit better, but should be fine. And blocking the monkey jump is pretty big. Playing something over here is also probably big. And the center is big. Hard to say which is bigger, but I think I'd rather just block the monkey jump, and if he does play something in the center, it kind of just turns the whole area into dame. Okay, so he blocks here. I'm not really sure this is big enough. Because he can Atari, but doesn't really do anything. So I think now I block the monkey jump. There's not much he can do here, so I think I'll go ahead and just try and take a few points in the center, which he can play like a move like here and reduce a bit, so it's not that big, but it's better than nothing. And then this move's pretty big, and then playing a Hane here is pretty big, so that when he plays here, it's not Sente. And this one's big because, again, he can play here and then Hane and turn it into endgame. But if I play there first and he goes here, I get to Hane first. He reduces from this side, but I think this is the smaller side, because even if he gains a few points here, if I get to add a move here, I think I'm gaining more here than what I'm losing here. And losing 2 stones is not that big, because, again, his groups are already alive. So it's just not big enough. So I'll play this one because it should be Sente. And then I'll go ahead and just jump here. Yep, he blocks here. That was also really big. This one was probably bigger than this one, but it should be okay. And yep, that's probably big enough. And then he should play this one because it's Sente. Okay, he tries to reduce, but I think I can just block here. Do I have anything bigger? I think I'll go ahead and extend here because he has to start being pretty careful, because I think I can almost get a ko here. So that's just a mistake. He had to block on this side. Here I can Atari. I think he was saying if I play here, you don't have enough liberties to play here. But it shouldn't make much of a difference. Before this, I think I was still winning by quite a bit. But with this, it's definitely game over. So up until this point, I think he played really well. Definitely wasn't very efficient. He made too many weak groups, but he played pretty solid. Oof, that's just bad because he needed to connect. So now I can peep here and then just cut this off. Yeah, capturing the 1 stone isn't gonna help. Yeah, so now the whole thing is dead. But he could just Atari here and capture the whole thing. So definitely Sente. But I think this was just a misread or a missed. But I think on so far, based on this one game, they do seem to care a lot more about their groups and trying to keep them strong, which I think is a very good thing. Yeah, even if he can cut this off, I can capture and make 2 eyes. And if he runs here, I can even connect here, because if he gets rid of this eye, I can just kind of capture. So I can pretty much kind of fix everything. Okay, he Tanukis, though he probably should resign. These games are really long, so I know a lot of people like to see all the way to the end game, but if this goes on for like another 20-30 minutes, I'm probably just going to cut that out and just show the end. But I try to show the whole game for most games, but Pandanet is probably going to be a little bit too extreme for that. And yeah, I don't think there's really anything he could do here. He could try this wedge, but I can just extend here, and then he has liberty issues. And that also just doesn't do anything. So he can't play here, can't play here. If he throws in, it doesn't do anything. I don't know. I guess this is also similar to Fox, where if something dies, they kind of go crazy and just try and make something happen. Although his best chance is probably to Atari here and go down. I actually wasn't paying attention to that. I probably just end up sacrificing the 2 stones to make it easier, but I think if he goes here, I block, he goes down. I attach, he can Atari, go down. Like, it's a lot of reading. But that'd probably be his best chance. And because it would be his best chance, I would probably just sacrifice 2 stones. But since he didn't play it, I'll go ahead and just fix it. This is also why when you have the Hane at the head of 2 stones, you normally want to prevent that, because there's always something later down the line that it's just going to cause issues. And I'll go ahead and capture, just fix everything. Whatever he reduces here, I can just make up by capturing this, or capturing the 2 stones. Yep, just block. Everything should be connected and fine. Okay, he tries to connect. I'll just stop. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here. And cause yeah, there's really not much left, I don't think. Okay, so literally 30 minutes later, I win by about 108 points. For the opening and the rest of the game, I thought they played very, very well. It was just the one really big mistake here that put them way behind. And then the 30 minutes of playing Dame and trying out things. But other than that, I thought it was a fun game, and I'll see you guys next time.